One day, I was at an event. It was a going away celebration for someone who was leaving the company. And it was customary back in that time to go out and have drinks, celebrate the person leaving and find a new job. And while I sat at the bar, I met with a couple of colleagues that we all worked out in the gym, and our headquarters had a gym inside of it. And one of them decided, you know what? I want to run a half marathon. And I'd been in the Army before, never ran more than 6-7 miles, but I was like, you know what? Why not? I worked out. I'll run one too. Another colleague said, yeah, I'll do it too. So there were 3 of us, we were out drinking, but we still decided, hey, let's run this half marathon. Unfortunately, we didn't live close to each other, so we all started training on our own. There was a marathon coming up in about 12, 16 weeks. And as time went by, people started to fall off until there was just one. And I was that one. And during my training, I ran a half marathon during the training. I ran 17 miles during the training. Did that twice. So when it came time to go get my bib on Saturday for the run that was on Sunday, I said, you know what, I'm this close, I might as well run a full marathon. So I paid the extra fee, and on that Sunday, I ran a full marathon, 26.2 miles. I'll never forget it. It's a beautiful experience. It's painful. It hurt, but I really enjoyed it. But I didn't enjoy my time. So I decided I wanted to do this again. This time I was going to train fully for the marathon. I wanted to get under 4 hours. And started to run my second marathon the next year. And during that training, I found podcasts. And I got tired of listening to music. 20-mile run, listening to music got a little old. So I said, you know what, let me feed my brain. And I started listening to podcasts, but I started listening to podcasts about runners, like ultra runners. And the whole idea there was if I could listen to someone that had done this and done much more than I had, it could motivate me to complete this full marathon in less than 4 hours. And I ran that second marathon. Didn't make it under 4 hours, but I got close. And I can tell that story another time. But the beauty of it is I found podcasting. And I started listening to podcasts. And I replaced the radio, which during my long commute I'd listen to all the time, with listening to podcasts. And I replaced the content of ultra runners to listen to things like the law of attraction and life coaching. Things that I felt like could help me be a better person. And I'll never forget that day I was driving to work. And I was listening to Brooke Castillo, the Life Coach School podcast. And she said something that made me want to just stop the car and say, wow, that's great. I've learned something. This is something that sounds so simple, but it's oh so true. And she was talking about something simply about, she was mad at her husband, but her husband wasn't making her mad. The way she was thinking about the situation was making her mad. And she had said she took full responsibility for her feelings, and she wasn't blaming him. It was the way she was thinking about what he was doing. She took full ownership. But she went on to describe the entire process and the entire formula. And this is what really got me. She said, everything that we think is based on the way we believe. So we have beliefs. You've been given to you by your parents, or you've grown to believe things over your lifetime, but you have beliefs. Those beliefs are what creates your thinking. So you're thinking about a certain thing because of the way you believe. And as she stated before, the way that you feel is based on how you're thinking. But the kicker, the thing that really got me, she said, every result you have in life is based off the actions you've taken or not taken. And every action you take is influenced by the way that you feel. So she put the whole thing together. She said, your beliefs create your thinking. Your thinking creates your feelings. Your feelings impact the actions you take. And the results you get out of life are all based on the actions you take. And I said, wow, that's true. That's taking full responsibility in my life. Now, what am I going to do with this? So I started contemplating. I said, what can I do to make sure my beliefs are the way that I need to be? That I have full control of them. That my thinking, I have full control of it. That the way that I feel, I have full control of it. And the actions I take are going to get me the results that I desire. How do I do this? That's where the reminders came from. So for me, the first one that I had to tackle was beliefs. What do I want to believe every day? to make sure my beliefs are aligned, that I'm in control of my beliefs, that I'm getting what I need out of my beliefs. And I knew I'd been doing some self-reflection, some inner work. I knew that I had found out that I had belief, that I had a belief that I was not enough. All the success I had, making it to the director of a Fortune 500 company, I still didn't believe I was enough. I didn't know that at the time. I know it now, and I had just learned it. So I said, what beliefs do I need to have to eliminate that limiting belief? So the first belief I came up with, the first reminder that I decided to have was I am reborn. I have a fresh start at life. It made me believe that I could take everything failure, everything bad, everything that happened in my life prior to today, forgive myself for it. And I also can take every success, every piece of wisdom, everything that I've learned, and use it today. So I am reborn. It made me feel that I am enough. I have all this. I can do it. The second thing that I decided to believe, and the second reminder that I created and decided to use, was divinely powerful. And to remind myself that. Because I have a religious background, but I didn't really understand my religion and what it meant to me. But I knew that I was born out of the likeness of my Creator, and there was power in that. And if I remind myself that, and I have faith in that, that I too can be divinely powerful. So that's where that second reminder came from. The third reminder had to do with my thinking. And what do I need to think every day? And I decided that I wanted to think abundance every day because I wanted an abundant life. I'm only here for a certain amount of time. I want to live in abundance. So why not think abundance? Because my thoughts create my reality. So whether it's abundance of love, whether it's abundance of happiness, whether it's abundance of richness of finances and money, whatever that abundance is, I want it. And I'm going to think of it. I'm not going to think about the scarcity and the things that I don't want and the things that I don't have. No, this is an abundant world, and I will think abundant so I can have an abundant life. And the fourth thing that I decided to do had to do with my feelings. And I had already been on this gratitude journey. I'd already started writing in my journal and writing all the things I'm grateful for every day. And I knew how it made me feel. And I knew that that changed my life. I knew that every day when I did that, the way that I felt just changed. It became greater and better and healthier and happier and more at peace. All those things would help me take great actions. So I decided that my fourth reminder would be grateful, was going to be just be grateful. And then I decided, what actions do I need to take every day to get the results that I desire? So I had taken a lot of, self-development courses. I learned from Stephen Covey and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I knew about the big rocks and the to-do list and all those things. And I said, you know what? I can't just not do what I need to do today or just let life be. I need to be decisively intent in the actions that I take. That became my fifth reminder. So I have a to-do list. I think about what I want to get done, why I need to get it done, and I get those things done. I'm decisively intent every day with the actions that I take. And the sixth thing was the culmination of it all. The sixth action that I wanted to remind myself was that creators create. It's put on this earth to create. I have a gift of being able to create, to take an idea and make it a reality. And I must do that. If I want success, I must create it. And I'm a creator, so creators create. So that made perfect sense for that to be the sixth reminder. So that's how Drew's Reminders came up. That's how they were born. That formula, that my beliefs create my thinking, and my thinking create my feelings, and my feelings impact my actions, and the actions that I take give me the results I get out of life. That's where the reminders came from. Put it all together, and I said, you know what? These are the things that I need to do every day to get the results that I want out of life every day. That's where it came from. It came from me sitting in the bar, deciding to run a half marathon. And then the day before the half, decided to run a full marathon. And then decided, you know what? I want to do better. I'm going to do it a second time. That's where I found those podcasts. And I just started this journey. Brooke Castile taught me something that I'm going to use for the rest of my life. And I'm much appreciated. But that's where the reminders came from. I didn't just write these down. They didn't just come from nowhere. There's thought into them. There's a reason for them. And it works. It works for me. Hopefully it may work for you. It's Drew's Reminders. Have a great week.